showing up. I've been with the City of Dallas for 27 years, and of that time, 17 years with the Marshal's Office. And around, I thought it was 2006, but apparently it was 2007 to 2008, I worked with Opal, and of course she was doing the illegal dump team, and I was unfortunate enough to be a part of that team. I say unfortunate because I didn't plan it that way. I thought I was going to be doing the door knocks and the warn dress and all the good stuff, but then they stuck me over there. And it was actually a lot of fun. I found out I liked it there. And I'm not sure where she was at, but I just know she was there. She could have been there before I got there. I don't know. As a peace officer, we're going through a whole lot, learning so much. And then she came on with Julius Bryant. Better refer to my notes here. So anytime I had questions about code, Opal would be a good person to go to because she's always such a happy person and she's very positive all the time. I actually, at this point, I was going to make a joke about how I was to work with Opal, but the more I thought about it, there's nothing to joke about with Opal. It's just good memories. I can see, and exactly you can see it right now. That's one thing to remember Opal by is her smile. She's got a memorable smile. She's always in a good mood, and we're actually talking to Ms. King about this on the way in here. It's important sometimes whatever's going on in your life, it doesn't really show as a professional at work. So I would say that about, I say Opal White. It's not White, it's Hoskins, but I knew it was Opal White. So at work, you never knew what was going on with Opal because she's always so positive. She could have had a bad day, but she's still going to be professional about it. And so that's my opinion of her is that it's just, she's an uplifting person, effervescent, vibrant, whatever you want to call it, but you remember her because she was a positive influence in your life. Okay, so I don't.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but she has a loving nature. And she lets you know that and how she deals with individuals, certain situations and circumstances. But yes, Opal is that type of person. Well, we want to go ahead and so now that we've had Officer Barrow come up, now we're going to go back to South Central Code District. That's when I was asked to go and lead that team with Mr. Hey Steve, how you doing? I was asked to manage that team or to lead that team with Mr. Steve Williams. So you all, I'm gonna bring him up so he can give a little something about Mrs. Opal Hoskins. Give him a hand.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Let me say, first and foremost, I really appreciate the opportunity, really, to be here for me. Because clearly, everyone clearly articulated what type of person Opal is. So forgive me if I get a little emotional. So I'm qualified now. So here's what's going on. What I remember mostly about Opal is that it was always a pleasure to work alongside her. It just came with the territory. And for me, it was so important because of the fact that, I was, as Odie referenced, I'm new to code at that point, and Lord knows I needed her, and frankly, I needed Opal as well to help me to be successful. But anyway, so one of the things that about Opal I really appreciated was very knowledgeable. She literally knew her job. And so again, for someone like me coming in, I needed that. I needed that to be successful. And I turned to her literally on a daily basis to be able to do that. She was a team player. And I can't underscore team player. You have to know when you manage people and what have you, the first thing that happens for the most part is that people try to divide and conquer, clearly. But when I had someone like Opal literally there to be able to bring the team, if you will, together, and frankly, they took her lead more so. And at the same time, as I said, I needed that. And she was there willingly and lovingly doing just that. She, compassionate. Listen, you clearly can speak to that more than I can, but you're not going to find a more compassionate person, in my opinion. You're not. Because one of the things you do in code clearly is you go out and you talk to people, but primarily we talk to the elderly, because they have a lot of the issues that code, that comes with code, and just to see the way she did her job as it relates to the elderly was just something to be had. And I really and truly love that, because what it did for me, again, it showed me that she's the example for the rest of them, which is clearly what you need. And she was always compassionate. Now, let me say this, genuine. Here's what I say, is that if you're lucky, you will have at least 3 people in your life that are really and truly genuine. And I find myself blessed, frankly, to be able to say, I know one of those type of people, because she's really such a genuine person. And it just comes across every day, as everyone says, and it starts with her smile, clearly. And I always say that life's about people, frankly, it's not about stuff. And she so demonstrated that on a daily basis, because life is literally about people. And last but not least, I'll talk a little about retirement, so to speak, okay? Here's the thing, because that's what we're here for. As you well know, I've been retired a minute. And the thing about retirement is that you clearly, I want you to go and try and figure out what it is that you want to do as opposed to working for a living. Because you're going to literally enjoy your life, because I think what you're going to do is give back in some shape, form, or fashion, clearly, because that's who you are. And while I'm at it, I will say, I have the opportunity to work along your mom. So, frankly, all of this compassion and genuine, I see where it comes from, in all sincerity. So, and one last thing, and I'll sit down, in terms of retirement. It's a quiet, kept secret, okay? But when you retire, and I guess those who are still working may cover their ears, but the point is that you're going to make more money being retired, literally, because I've been at it 11 years, and I've never gotten an increase once. So my point is, you'll understand where I'm going with that. So, but again, I love you as a friend, and I'm just so proud that you are getting that opportunity to retire and perhaps go on clearly to enjoy life that much more. Thank you.
To also say a little bit about South Central and Opal coming and being an NCR for me, because not only did I have Opal, I had Sheridan come along, and you all, it was a ride for me. I tell you, you got passion on one side, and you got the drill sergeant on the other side, and I don't think I need to tell y'all who the drill sergeant was. And I often had to come in and say, hold on, wait, okay, Opal, I hear you, okay, I got it. And then I said, Sheridan, hold on, maybe step down, no. So I had to be the rep at times when it wasn't foolishness. I didn't have drama between them. It was about the passion about what they were doing in the field. Is this the right thing to do? Even though it's a part of what we do, we don't always need to do A, even if it's a situation where we've applied A, but you need that type of thinking. You need that type of a person that can decipher that, because you always need to know, and everybody in this room I think can attest to it, there is a difference between the spirit of the law and the letter of the law. And that's what I had as two supervisors back then with those two. They kept me grounded. Now, believe it or not, they did. Even sometimes they had to come to me and they had to console me because of different things that come up. But it was a pleasure leading them, not managing them, but leading them, and especially Mrs. Hoskins. So we're gonna move right on down the line. I also know that Mrs. Hoskins, Opal, because I'm gonna stop calling you that. I call you Opal, okay? So, Opal had a few of the individuals that we truly applaud and appreciate, and they drive those black and white cars, you know, when we need them, when we got to go to the homeless encampments, we need them when we got a citizen to tell us they ain't gonna do nothing, and they have some colorful words for us. And truly, our mothers didn't name us those names, but they gave them to us. So we had to call our brothers and sisters out there to help us out. So right now, I'm gonna call a couple of them up so they can talk to Opal about how and what she meant to them when they encountered her. Come on, Pearl. Come on, Officer Claus. Come on.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Senior Corporal Pearl McDowell, and I've had the pleasure of working with O. I call her O. I call her Black Bo Derek, Opal, all kind of things. Booty girl, you name it, she got it. Opal and I have had the opportunity to become friends outside of this department. Her whole family. Hi, Auntie, how are you? I'm sorry, that's the inside joke. But anyway, to talk about Opal. Opal is a compassionate, genuine, loving, beautiful, executioner type person. She knows how to blend in. She knows how to be humble. She knows when to stand. She knows when to sit. She knows when to speak, when not to speak. She knows how to speak. And the thing is with her, her heart is bigger than big. And that's where she and I connect at, because I've learned through her that when she had something that she really wanted done, and it took a whole lot of work to do it, whether it was money or energy or spend the night with them, whatever it is, she was going to call me because she knew that we were going to get it done. Opal and I were together so much when she was at South Central until I almost thought she was a police officer. Because every time you looked up, whether in my car or not, we were always together. And when I had events and things to get together, she was always that person who knew somebody that knew somebody to help me get it together. So right now, I just want to thank the Lord for bringing her in my life. And I'm going to try not to get emotional because there's not many people in the city of Dallas that I can say that about and be truthful and honest and genuine about. People put on smiles and they say one thing, but when she smiled and when she said it, it came out of her heart. And a lot of us live out of our mouth. We don't live out of our hearts. And I can tell you her heart is deep and it's not black. A lot of us walk around and we say a lot of things, we put on these acts, but there's no acting for her. Who she is, what she is, and what you see, you get it. And I don't know if you can handle it or not, but guess what? It's there. And I can tell you to be a part of her, Opal, be a part of Odie, be a part of Sherry. I mean, that was the team. And they taught me so much. I had just got back here to Dallas in 2007, and I managed to end up at South Central. And to join these ladies, I didn't know whether I was code, I didn't know whether I was the DA office, I didn't know whether I worked in community affairs. I don't know where I worked, I just knew I wore a uniform, and whatever they called for, we were able to do what they needed done, whether it was taking care of somebody that's going to be rude and disrespectful, whether it was going to be someone who was there that needed a place to stay, whether it was someone that was sick and needed to get to a hospital, whatever it is. Trust me, there was no limitations to this lady. So when I say genuine and loving, and I love her, and while I'm at it, I just want to apologize for one thing. We had an incident where we were going to do a wedding, and it didn't turn out as I expected, but I wanted you to know everything that was going to be done there was going to be free. But I couldn't tell you that, but it's okay. But you know I still love you, don't you? So thank you for even inviting me to even be a part of that. But I had to get that out because I lost a friend this week. And what I've learned is that if you've done someone wrong, clean it up. If you love someone, tell them. If you're disappointed about some things, let them know. Because when people leave this earth and you're not clear in your spirit about some things, trust me, that's not good. And you think you're crying because they're gone. No, you're crying because you know you didn't do the right thing. So I don't know why the Lord is leading me to say this, but this is what it is. You can take it or leave it. And that's just how I am. That's why me and Opal get along so well. So Opal I'm gonna let Cross talk because I know he got a whole lot to say. But I want you to know from my heart to your heart that I truly love you. I respect you and I respect your husband. And I thank you, sir, for coming along because she truly deserved that. And so be good to my girl, okay? Thank you.
May I speak, Miss Odie? Yes. She didn't want me to speak, guys. I'm gonna make it quick. I just want to say one thing. Lost my mom in December. Lost one of my best friends last week. Buried him a couple of days ago. When I say genuine people, we've used that word a lot. I'm the only child, so I had to differentiate between who's real, who isn't. I've learned to watch people. If they're empathetic, if they're genuine. Opal has always been that way since day one. I became a community officer in probably about 2010. All I knew was I wanted to serve. I just, in some type of capacity, I just promoted. I just didn't know how to do it. I watched Opal. She didn't even know. In my head, she was a mentor because I knew she was genuine and I knew she wanted to serve first, period. And also, accolades. Those that look for that type of stuff, I stay away from them. When they do it out of the kindness of their hearts and they're truly servants when they wake up, they can take my check tomorrow and I'm gonna be doing the same thing. Opal has that same spirit. Thank you for sharing your mom, your family. When you had implicit confidence in me to speak to your son, I really was honored. I really was. Because that means somebody that I just, man, you were like my mentor, and you didn't know it. But for you to ask me to do that meant a lot. That means I was doing something right. So I love you, mom, I love your family. Sir, I'm gonna meet you. I met you. But you awesome. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Patrick, you said that you wanted to say something right now, but I need you to hurry up because you're not on my screen. So you need to come on.
That's the benefit of being one of the MCs. All right. Yeah. I just wanted to say before everybody, I mean, everything that everybody said was some of the things that I was going to say. And I said, if I sit there any longer, I'm not going to have anything to say. But I wanted to say that I wanted Opal to just look around. I just want you to look around because I want you to see this. Yeah, we say in church that a tree is known by the fruit that it bears. You know, a lot of people, and Pearl said it, and I love Pearl, we do a Christmas gospel thing with every year. But, you know, work is one thing, right? We spend a lot of time together at work, we really do. And then sometimes it seems like after work, people just really, Officer mentioned it, change, right? Opal is one of those people that you can honestly say, whether she's at work or off of work, she's still the same. And I can tell you what she meant to me. That's why I call her Angel, because Opal did something that no one else could probably do for me. When I started into my ministry as a pastor, you know, you hang out with people and people are very judgmental, and you're at work and you may, you know, it's okay for them to say something, but if you say it back, then you're not right or whatever. But Opal was one of the first employees for the city of Dallas who actually joined my church. And when she joined my church, I knew what she was going to be up against. Because not only was she a member of the church, but she had to come to work with me. And so it increased my responsibility of having to act the way that I'm supposed to act at work as well. And so I called her my angel because she would make sure that I stayed in my place. irregardless to whether we were at work or not. And it really enhanced my ministry and my understanding of how we have to be the way that we are 24 hours a day. And so I told Opal one time we were talking, and I told her, I said, you know, people can remember you as a manager or supervisor or whatever, but what we want to do is people to remember us after who we are after that position. And I want to recommend that to all of us who are here today. Just know that life is past retirement, and people have a chance to meet people that are part of your life, and they'll have an opportunity to tell them who you really are. And so I wanted Opal to know that if there was ever a person that I want and I would love to have celebrated a retirement with, there will never be another Opal Renee Hoskins. Come on, let's give her a big hand clap. I love you. Yeah, he knows. I told him, I said, you know, they say, you know, a good thing is hard to find, right? I wanted him to know that he found a diamond in the rough. Yeah. And from listening to Opal, I remember when they first got married, I was trying to figure out, Mother, what kind of a man could this man be? And then when I met him, his spirit was just like hers. And I love him. He let me and Opal talk at night when everybody else is asleep. He knows the relationship that we have. And so I want to say to you, Opal, man, you deserve every bit of this. Every bit of it. Come on, let's give her one more hand clap. And I'm going to give
Thank you for those wonderful words. Thank you. So moving right along. Took us my time. But anyway, so after all of that, Opal continued her journey. She was a community prosecution inspector 3, which was awesome. Then she moved as a manager from February 2019 to May 2023 at Northwest, which was awesome. Then she went to boarding homes. So she has had a tremendous journey, and right now she has the responsibility of also being the leader of community prosecution as their manager as well. So you all give her a hand clap for her journey through code compliance. So now we want to hear from our, first of all, Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn King Arnold, then Councilman Tennille Atkins, and then Mr. Phil Foster. These are the individuals that Opal supported and that definitely supported her. I know all three actually, and it is my honor to introduce all of them. So if you all don't mind, once one finish, then the other one come up. I don't need to say it again. I appreciate you all. Here you go, Councilwoman Arnold.
Thank you, and I will be brief. But once again, I think probably most of you know, but since Mr. CW is recording, I'll say my name is Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn King Arnold, representing specifically District 4. I know that all of us have so much to say, Ms. O, and today and the time that we have here is simply not enough. But what I can tell you, as you stated earlier, I also, most folks don't know this, but I have to brag on this. I know the roots and boots, and my boots have been on the ground. And so when I met Mrs. O, I was president of my neighborhood association. I'm still the president of my neighborhood association. And so I was trained by Miss Opal as well as Miss Sherry. And I'm going to tell you that you all are something else. And to have that expertise and sensitivity and patience for neighborhoods is just awesome. And so, you will be missed. I really did want you to finish to take care of that house on Rockport. Because it had been on our list for years. I think we knew something was going on. We've got so many complaints about that, where we have like 32 cars at the house, and and I know it's a 3-bedroom house. I pulled it up on DCAD. So I don't know how they doing all that. So she got in, and I'm like, dang, she got into the house. But it has been an honor, and I'm going to say this. I don't know if you, if Ms. Sherry, you set the tone, but just, I'm not campaigning, just know this, two things. The spirit of this team, code, prosecution, has always been positive. I don't think I've ever run into an employee that just upset me. You understand what I'm saying? Even with South Central, it's always been a pleasant, professional atmosphere. And that makes my life easier. When you're working with a team like that, you don't come in negative. I'm not saying that you all come in negative. I sure know Miss Opal doesn't come in negative. And so it makes you feel so much better when you're working with a team of people who come to work. But you know I love you, I love your mother, you know we're kind of connected to my other life as an educator. So maybe we'll have another time to share, but I will make this promise. Well, I'll say this. If I ever play the lottery, I'm gonna take all of y'all on the cruise. So first you gotta play, you see? But that's where I feel today. But anyway, I simply want you to know that you are so special. And today I thought I was gonna miss you, but I said, Lord, you know I've gotta get there. Let me share this with y'all too as I walk to my seat. Councilmember Atkins is probably already finished. Today is one of those days where one of those very serious reports are due. And if I don't turn it in today, I'm gonna be in some real trouble. So I zoomed in here. I thought that was my parking space. Wait, Miss Candace. Miss Candace said, get out of my spot. I love her and the staff because I thought, oh, I'm supposed to have a spot today. But then I thought, well, you know what? Let me just go on. And I'm glad you're in here because I illegally parked. So, but I love you and I love you so much. And I know that you have mentored some folks who are in this room now. And I know if I call Ms. Prater's name, some of the other folks will get mad at me, but you know, Prater, you've got that spirit too, and I see Ms. Benet, and I just see all of you. So I love all of you once again. I respect you. Thank you so much for what you do for Dallas. And remember, if I ever win the lottery, I'm gonna take all of you on that cruise. Thank you.
That's my man, Pro Tem Carl. God bless you. First, let's give honor to God. It's a blessing to be here. Amen. What can I say about Opal? A whole lot. You know, when I first met her, you know, she was working South Central. And for some reason, you know, she just went away. And I just called her. And she said, I just can't come back. I wonder why she could not come back. But I know that she got tired of me asking her what's going on in South Central. Leave me alone. I want to go somewhere else. I can do some work. You know, I'm tired of talking to you every day. But, you know, when she did go to Southeast and South Central, but she still worked at South Central. Her heart was still in South Central. And she knew it. Everyone still called and said, Opal, where are you? You should be in South Central. Why are you in Southeast? And that came over and over and over and over. But that's amazed me because people really understand Opal. They really know she got a deep heart. They know she got a passion heart. But she got a passion for her community and for her people. And sometimes you don't see people that sincere passion. It's not a front. It just blossoms, you know. You look in her eyes and you see, as a queen that you see it today, she is a queen bee. And be careful when you get a queen bee. You know what happens, right? So you don't get too close to a queen bee. But she do sting. But, is this a roast? Let's make a good roast out of this. Let's liven it up a little bit. Too dumb. But on a serious note, no, Opal, come here. This my buddy, this my friend up here. You know, she gotta come up here with me. You know, when she do something wrong, I know who to call. I call Mom. How you doing, Mother? Doing all right. You know, this person right here, should not have to wait until you retire to have this. Never wait for someone to retire to give them a party. Do it before they retire. It means a whole lot. Let them smell their roses now. And it's a blessing for all y'all to be here. But the key is, you're here for one reason, to give thanks for the person that's a sincere heart, who really understand you and each one of you. But one of the days you will be up here, and you want to know, what do they think about me if I was up here? Do they owe the same respect, a different respect, or what? But all of you is an Opal. All of you. Because one day you are going to return. And one day you're going to do a job, and say, servant, job well done. And when that said that, then that says home. You don't need to see anything else. With that, I have a special record. I ain't going to read all of it. Whereas Opal began her career with Code Compliance Service in September 2004 as Inspector 1 in the perimeter abatement team. Whereas Opal had demonstrated leadership in variety of roles, such as supervisor of the Southeast Code District, still manager there, manager of the Board Home Division and Community Prosecutor Division. Whereas Opal had distinguished herself as a hard-working employee, had been awarded Code Officer of the Month, Code Officer of the Year for the City of Dallas. Wow. Representative. Whereas Opal had to dedicate her time to volunteer for the Merit Baptist School Parade, the Veteran Day Parade, Home for the Holidays, and many other organizations and community events. Whereas Opal is to be commended for the outstanding achievement as a public servant and her dedication to the continued improvement of quality of life for the Dallas citizens. Now, therefore, I, Tanel Atkins, Councilor of the City of Dallas, on behalf of the Dallas City Council, Mayor Eric Johnson, do my here stand special requisition for the infinite service, and do hereby express my sincere appreciation and gratitude for her commitment for the Dallas community, and wish her a best continued success in her future in the Devils. I would say this in great honor. It's a great pleasure for me to stand beside her. I'm not standing beside her on a council member. I'm standing beside her as a friend. I'm standing beside her, I can call her any time of the day, any time of the night, and she answers the phone. Even though she's on work or off the clock, and I ask about a cold issue, whatever, she still responds. Man, that's a servant and that's a leader. And that's why I stand beside her, and that's why I ask her to come beside me. Thank you.
To God be the glory for the things that He has done. To God be the glory for the things that He has done. What a beautiful day. I feel like I've died and I'm in heaven, all these angels in the room. This is beautiful. For those who don't know me, I am Phil Foster. I am the president of the Adelaide Neighborhood Association, and I am the council assistant to Mayor Pro Tem Carolyn King Arnold. I go back a long, long, long way with Miss Opal. She's Opal White, so I said Opal White. I see so many faces I haven't seen in a long time. And Miss Opal, where my neighborhood association is west of the VA hospital, and it's kind of challenging over there. And when I tell you Miss Opal came in and really helped us out over there, when Opal came in, I didn't know if she was going to hang around for long, because I was like, I need this, we need this, do this. And she was very kind, very patient. So, you know, Opal, let me just say something about Opal really quick, and I'll take my seat. Opal, the O is for outstanding. The P is for professional. The A is for always available. And the L is for love. That's who you are. She is the only one who's able to get me out of my bed to go to 6, 7, 8, 9 different code appliance training. I'm like, how much training do I need for code? One morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, we at the city of Dallas doing the training for code, and I'm like, if I get another certificate, I'm gonna give all these certificates to my grandmother so she can make a quilt. I have so many code certificates, but over, you know, the Adelaide Neighborhood Association love you. We love your family. We love the staff because, again, I've been the president for 15 years over there, so you've been with us for forever. And I don't see Mr. York, but I know he was around at the time as well. But I just wanted to come. I couldn't miss this for anything to say congratulations, best wishes. Thank you so much for everything. Thanks for leading and guiding the Adelaide Neighborhood Association. We appreciate everything you have done. Before you put back there, before they had the apartments on Lancaster Road there was just an empty lot in behind where the Lancaster Urban Village is, those apartments. There's a lot of dumping over there, illegal dumping over there. And I stayed on Miss Opal and the team, and we got it done. So thank you so much for everything. You messed up by giving me your personal number. We will be in contact. God bless you.
Go ahead.
Y'all wrong putting me between me and food, you know, so, okay, so I'll make this really, really quick. So I had the pleasure of working with Opal when she first joined the community prosecution team. So she was assigned to me as my code officer, and I was her attorney. So it was 3 things that I think Opal brought to my life and our team's life that I just wanted to share. Number 1, she's dependable, very dependable. If Opal says she's going to be somewhere, she's going to be there. So even today, I took that lesson because my car did not start on my way here, but I was like, I got to get here because Opal would have been here. Everything I've had, I'll turn around and Opal's there. So I'm like, I got to be there. 2, she was resourceful. Mr. Atkins, he's still here. See, he won't admit to this. I was Mr. Atkins' community prosecutor long before Opal came along, but he didn't start talking to me till Opal came. Then he knew my name when Opal got there. He was like, oh yeah, that lawyer, yeah, tell her she can come too. But he really liked Opal, he didn't like me. But yeah, I'm gonna tell the truth. No, but also even just having the South Central background, she came to Southwest to work with us, and she brought all of her resources and helped us so much. And lastly, I haven't heard nobody say it, but Opal is fun. Okay, we used to have so much fun doing our work. If you've ever been to our Southwest office, the code officers are in little cubies, and we're in a little office, and she would come around that corner. And I knew she wanted to do so. She was like, she'll knock on the little door. She said, you ready to go out? I was like, yeah, let's go. And so we used to have so much fun, but also do great work for the city of Dallas. So Opal, I know we will all miss you. And I'm going to hate that I can't call you and be like, Opal, I need a resource. Even when I got to the mayor's office, I still call Opal. Like, I need something. So I appreciate you. We love you. All of the previous community prosecution team that's here, I see some of them in the back. They're all here for you, and we love you. Yeah, I see Jill, Misty, Maureen. There's Maureen. Yeah, Vicky. Did I say Misty? Okay. Anybody else I missed from CP? Old school CP? All right. Thank you all, and enjoy your meals.
By the grace of God, He allowed me to see this moment, to be here today, to enjoy my retirement celebration. But my retirement celebration is not about me. It's about all the people that I have met during my journey here at the city of Dallas. I love each and every one of everyone present at my event. Everyone has touched my heart in some type of way. I have learned so much from a lot of you. A lot of you are my mentors. A lot of you helped me to be who I am today. So I thank you. The applause goes to you all for being with me and during this time, just going through the journey with me, helping me to be successful in what I do best, and that's love people, that's loving my job. I can't express how much grace and mercy God has shown me throughout these years, throughout the time here with the city of Dallas. So I am just so grateful and so thankful for this moment. I have so many friends and family here, and even though some of us may not be blood family, but you are my family. And even though I'm leaving, this is not a goodbye. I'm still going to be around because I can get in touch with a lot of you because you all gave me your personal cell phone number. So guess what? I'm going to still be calling. I may not be sending the inspirational word at 5 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning, but I still will be sending them out. But this moment was the best moment of my life. I can't thank everyone enough for their thoughts, their prayers, for just being here, for just loving me unconditionally. So I just thank you. And I thank you. I thank you because you show up and show out every time. I am so appreciative of our friendship. I love you. You are my big brother for life. I love you. Thank you.